Hello there, I'm Vicky from the Learning team here at Vista, and I'm going to spend a few minutes taking a look at a tool that we find incredibly helpful whenever we're developing managers to manage their team's performance. And that tool is the performance management cycle. The first step, as you can see on this cycle, is identifying the performance gap. That's looking for clarity. What is it that the employee is doing currently, and to what extent is that not meeting the required standard, thus creating the gap? From there, we then go on to have a look at diagnosing the cause of the performance gap. This is the magic to this cycle, in my view, because this is the step that when you take this well, you really unlock how you're going to support the employee going forward, but also how long performance management actually needs to take. Diagnosis is done in three parts to my mind. It's either a what issue. So that is a question of whether an employee understands what is required of them. Sounds daft, but sometimes that does get forgotten, particularly when there's been organisation change. But just generally making sure that an employee understands an aspect of their role is actually something that they are required to do. Once that's clear, you go on and have a look at whether it's a why issue or a how issue. The how issue is around skills and knowledge. This is the diagnosis that then sends you down the route of giving additional training. But if actually you find that it's a why issue, that would be perhaps that there is a lack of confidence, a lack of motivation, they're not putting it to the priority list, perhaps because it's something that they hate doing, all of those things that don't actually necessarily mean that additional training is required or will fix what the cause of the gap is. Once you have gone through that diagnosis, it then becomes much more obvious what support it needs to be given and how long is actually needed to close the gap. That's the opportunity part of this third stage, which is identifying the support and opportunity to improve that's needed. From there, you then plan your regular feedback, but the remaining part of the cycle is very much focused on that support and opportunity to improve. When is it that that intervention can be expected to close the gap? And then that gives you all of the steps in a time frame that gives everybody a really clear picture about what are we going to do to help this employee close their particular performance gap. So that's it in a nutshell, really. That's the cycle in terms of a walkthrough of each of the stages. If you'd like a little bit more information on anything that I've just explored here, then give us a call, get in contact with us. It's something we use such a lot, so it'll be something that we'll be really pleased to chat through with you in a bit more depth. Thanks for watching.